The Broken Calabash.
In the great kingdom of Agbade, there stood a wide palace with many tall walls and golden gates. At the center of it lived King Adebayo. He was once strong and feared, but now old and often tired. King Adebayo had 3 wives. In Agbade, it was normal for kings to marry many women to keep the royal line strong. The first wife, Queen Moronkeji, was quiet but wise. She had one son, Prince Folarin. The second wife, Queen Shade, had a loud voice and a quick temper. Her son was Prince Gbolahan, who was strong but proud. The third and the youngest wife, Queen Teniola, was the king's favorite. She was beautiful and kind, and her son, Prince Damilola, was loved by many villagers for his gentle heart. Though the palace looked peaceful outside, trouble was growing on the inside. The king had not yet said which son would become the next king, and now that he was growing weaker, everyone in the palace was worried. Every day, Queen Moronkeji prayed quietly for her son, Folarin, to be chosen. She warned him not to make noise, but to watch and listen. The quiet ones always see what the loud ones miss, she told him. Queen Shade was different. She told Gbolahan, "You are the strongest. The people must see your power. Speak loud, walk proud, and never bow to anyone." Queen Teniola, the youngest wife, stayed close to the king. She helped him eat, sat by his bed, and told Damilola, "Let your father's heart speak. You do not need to fight." But in the palace, even kindness can be dangerous. One evening, Chief Ogundele, the king's most trusted advisor, visited the palace as usual, but then decided to see each queen in secret. To Queen Moronkeji, he said, "If your son becomes king, you will be the queen mother, but nothing is free." To Queen Shade, he said, "Your son has strength, but does he have the support of the chiefs? I can give you that." To Queen Teniola, he smiled and said, "The king loves you, but love fades. You need my help if you want to keep your place in this palace." What no one knew was that Chief Ogundele had a plan of his own. He didn't want any of the princes to become king. He wanted the throne for someone else from his own bloodline. Every year, Agbade Kingdom holds the Festival of Drums. It was the biggest celebration in the kingdom. Dancers came, drummers beat loudly, and the king sat on his throne watching proudly. But this year, something strange happened. As the king raised his hand to bless the people, he suddenly collapsed. People screamed. The drummers stopped. The guards rushed forward. The king was helped back into the palace. Everyone became afraid. Later that night, 2 kitchen maids were on their way back to their quarters. One of them whispered, "I suspected the king's food was tampered with today." "I suspect it's Queen Shade," answered the second maid. "She is the most desperate of them. She wants to kill the king so that her son can become the king." Everywhere looked quiet. It doesn't look like anyone heard them. Coincidentally, a few moments later, 2 palace guards showed up at Queen Shade's chamber and locked her inside. Queen Shade started screaming, "What's going on? I am being set up." In the middle of all the shouting, Prince Damilola slipped out of the palace. He had heard something in the kitchen earlier and wanted to find the truth. Prince Damilola found a young servant girl crying behind the food store. The prince walked up to her and offered her an handkerchief. "Wipe your tears," said Prince Damilola. The young servant girl collected the handkerchief and wiped her face. "Thank you, my prince," muttered the young girl. "Now talk to me. What happened?" the prince asked softly. The girl hesitated. "You can talk to me. Your secrets are safe with me. I want you to trust me," said the prince. "I saw something," she said quietly. "I saw someone put powder in the king's soup, but it wasn't Queen Shade." "Who was it?" Damilola asked curiously but gently. She shook her head. "I cannot say. They will kill me." But before she could say more, they heard a loud gunshot from behind the palace fence. The girl ran. Prince Damilola ran too. He returned to the palace, heart beating fast. 2 days passed. The king was still sick and could not speak. Then, one quiet evening, as Queen Teniola sat beside him, the king opened his eyes. He looked around the room and whispered, "Bring Damilola." Prince Damilola came. The king took his hand and whispered again, very slowly, "Do not trust your brother." Then he closed his eyes again. But which brother did he mean? Prince Damilola stood still, confused. Folarin? Gbolahan? And outside the king's door, someone had been listening. That night, someone snuck into the royal garden and broke the king's sacred calabash, a symbol of truth and peace in Agbade. In the morning, a message was found beside the broken pot. There shall be no peace until one prince dies. The kingdom held its breath. A storm was coming to Agbade.